Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Sling Hope. And today I come to talk to you about my relationship with my homies after I got released. Somebody asked me in the comment section to talk about that, like what was the relationship like after I was released from prison and stuff like that. So that's why I'm here. But before we get into the story, how I know y'all peeped the haircut and all that. I know y'all see the waves and all that. You know what I'm saying? Haircuts done by me, y'all. By me. This side look a little, this side not really cooperating with me. Like, everything else look alright, you feel me? But like up here, it's just a little light, y'all. Like, it's a little light, and then right here is a little light too, you know what I'm saying? But I'm working on it. I got some Jamaican castor oil, Jamaican black castor oil to be exact. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all bear with me. And they got all type of hair products nowadays that y'all can use, you know what I'm saying? But like, I ain't trying to use much, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's there though, man. You know what I'm saying? This is my best side, this is my good side, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you take the pictures, you gotta take them on this side, like. Nah, let me stop. But anyway, back to the story. Like, when I first got locked up, and then, everything happened, and then they dropped us, and then, you know, if y'all been following my story, y'all been following my story. So after everything happened and the way that it played out, I was kind of like upset at a lot of individuals because they kind of like switched up. They didn't do what I felt like they were supposed to do after I got locked up. I felt like we was a unit. We were supposed to move as a unit. We were supposed to, when the person got locked up, somebody was supposed to pick up where the other person left off or whatever the case might be. But so I felt salty at the time. I felt like people was moving funny like once I got locked up. And then I kept hearing funny stories. So I really didn't want to talk to a lot of people. I was just like, I don't really like they showed me their true colors and I just wasn't invested in like talking to them. And one of my boys, he was kind of like, yo, bro, don't take it too personal. And I'm just like, bro, this is personal. Like, we here, they there, it is what it is. So, like when I was doing my time, I kind of like told myself like I'm not coming home to associate with those folks. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, I'm not gonna be talking to them people. It is what it is. Like, I was transitioning, I was moving in a different direction, and I was like, I don't have no business talking to them folks. So, but when I came home, a lot of people was reaching out to me. They was like, oh, you know how it is. For those of y'all who been locked up, y'all know how it is. You get locked up, they forget about you, you're forgotten. You come home, everybody is like, yo, like what's good? Like, I was always trying to figure out what was going on with you. I was always trying to ask somebody where you was at. I was trying to go holler at your mom. I was trying to do this, holler at your girl. Like, people always come with the stories, the sob stories that they was trying to reach you and get in contact with you and get your numbers and try to send you money and try to visit you. Y'all know how that goes. I didn't really care about none of those things, right? I mean, it would have felt good, but I was just like, I wasn't really stressing that. That's not the reason why I didn't want to talk to some people. I just felt like certain people just, again, like, they didn't do what they were supposed to do as as homies, as loyalty, as a org. So, anyway, so when I came home, like I just didn't really want to associate with nobody. But people showing me the fake love. So, I accepted it. Some people gave me money. Some people was like, yo, so it's like I started to like let go of certain things, but then, certain things I were kind of like, I still had like a little friction, right? But one thing I realized is that people gonna respect your change. If like real G's gonna respect your change no matter what. Like people who see you doing better and like you change your ways and you're trying to better yourself and you're trying to uplift yourself and uplift others, like people gonna respect that. Like I don't care what nobody say. Like real G's are gonna respect the change. They're gonna respect that you're trying to do something different. Real G's, right? So even in jail, like people, I was in blood houses and some bloods would try to like do funny stuff or say funny stuff because I used to be Crip and they would ask me and I'll be like, yeah, I was Crip. So like I got some stories about that too. When I get to adults, it gets a little different. Like I told you, adolescence is one way, but when you get to adults, things kind of change. But I'm gonna get into those stories, man. Y'all bear with me. But yeah, even in certain blood houses, when I was in adults, like it was kind of like certain bloods try to like say funny stuff, and then it was like real bloods in the crib that would be like, nah, like like it is what it is. Like he said, he not crip no more, and that's that. Like so, but I'm gonna get into that story a little more. So, but yeah, so I just think real G's respected wherever you at. Like a person will respect that you're trying to move on, you're trying to, trying to change your life around, or you're trying to do whatever you do. Now the suckers, on the other hand, they gon' suckers never want you to do good in life. It don't matter what you like. When you get good news, they get upset. When you trying to move in a certain way, they try to like, you know, put things in your mind to tell you like, oh, don't do that. That's some sucker stuff. Why would you do that? Like suckers is always gonna want you to be at the bottom with them. So that's one thing that I also realized. Even in jail, like people used to always tell me like, oh, you gonna go home and be crip. Oh, you were just doing this because you scared. Oh, you only Muslim in jail. You only Muslim in prison. You only Muslim in this, that, and the third, right? They talk all of that stuff. But that stuff kind of like motivated me because I knew they were suckers, just praying on my downfall. And look, I've been home 4 years. And matter of fact, I'm about to have 5 years home, Alhamdulillah, all praise due to God, right? I'm about to have 5 years home. And guess what? I'm still cripless. You know what I'm saying? All the haters was talking about, huh? But I'm still crippleless. I'm still Muslim. I'm still trying to like hold on to my faith to the best of my abilities. And I'm still doing the things that I said I would do when I got home. I'm not where I need to be, right? But like I'm getting there. So a lot of my homies, some of my homies try to still get me to go back to the gang life. They was just like, yo, just come with us, just, like, and I'm just like, I would just feel mad fake. Like, bro, like, I just went through whatever I went through. I went to prison. I went to jail, prison. Like, come on, bro. You think I'm going to come home and gangbang? Like, you think I'm going to come home and gangbang after all of that stuff that happened? Like, first of all, that would be mad stupid and absurd of me. And second of all, like, I wasn't even banging in jail. Like, what I look like coming home to bang again? Like, that's just going backwards. But, some of my homies, they respected it. It was like, yo, we respect what you're doing. They encouraged it. And some of the other ones was just kind of like, yo, like, it's different now. Like, certain people not around no more. Like, maybe you should. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I'm not getting down with that. But I would say for the most part, my relationship was cool. Like I said, like some people respect that you're trying to better yourself. Any man in his right mind is gonna feel good that another man is trying to like do something positive, do something different. Some of my friends have even told me like, well, not my friends, but some of my homies even told me like that they envy the fact that I was able to move on, that they envy the fact that I was able to change, that they envy the fact that I was able to not stay stuck in that mindset, right? Like they envy the fact that I was able to go somewhere else when I came home. Like I wasn't stuck like coming to the neighborhood. Like I didn't have to go back where I lived, right, on Gun Hill. Like, so a lot of people said like, yo, like we proud of what you're doing. Like, we wish we could do the same. But a lot of times people don't realize the struggle. A lot of times people didn't realize, my homies didn't realize like, yo, I went to a shelter when I came home. Like I was messed up. Like I wouldn't say messed up because I was glad I was home. Being home is better than being in there, right? But at the same time, like I didn't go home. I didn't have a home. Like I went to a shelter, sacrifice. Like I sat there and I was like, I know if I go back into that environment, people not looking at me like the new man that I am today. People looking at me how I left the street. People looking at me like that old cat that left here, that was doing this, that was running down, that was doing all of this stuff, right? So I think that like people never forget the last thing that you did when you went away. And when you come back, people are looking at you the same way that they looked at you when you left. So I had to kind of like, that was another thing that, I didn't forget about it. I wasn't going to come home on some stupid stuff. But it was something that was, always in my mind. Like, I remind myself, like, people not going to forget who you were. So as some, you some aspects of it, you still gotta, you gotta watch yourself. You gotta be a little dangerous. But like at the same time, like I didn't hinder that from my growth. I didn't hinder that from moving on with my life. And I hated being in the shelter. It was horrible, like being in the shelter, right? But that's the sacrifice that I had to do. Part of in Islam they got this thing about hijrah. Hijrah means migration. And migration is not just the physical body. It's also the mind. It's also migrating from those previous ideas that you used to have. those previous ideas of how you used to handle conflict, those previous ideas of how you used to resolve problems when you felt disrespected, when you felt violated, when you felt hurt, when you felt, anytime you felt like you had to respond to something and now you responded in a different way, you made migration. You migrated. So migration is about the mind and it's also about the body. So I realized that like my mind changed, but I can't physically be in the same place thinking that my plans and my goals is gonna come to fruition being around the same toxic people, right? So yeah, I had to make that conscious decision. Another thing is I wanted to go to Florida. I wanted to just leave. I wanted to go somewhere else. I was running. But God had a different plan. He was like, nah, you need to go to New York. You need to go do some work in New York. You need to go help people in New York. Because I was trying to run. And what better place to really help people except in like, where you grew up. Like I'm from New York. But, I just wanted to get away from stuff. But God had a different plan. So, some of my homies, they still support me to this day. We was never really that tight to begin with, right? Because at the end of the day, we was just part of like this organization. So it's like we wasn't really friends. So, it's kind of like, yeah, we wasn't really friends. It's like we was classmates, right? Like I made that analogy before. So yeah, we was like classmates. So it's like, oh, what up? What's good? Like, but then the people that was close to me, the people that used to be in my house a lot, the people that, I consider like that became my family. Those are the people that kind of like still supported me when I came home. Those are the people that kind of like still looked out, and some of them still look out. So, I appreciate them for looking out for me and for holding me down, and for just sticking by. Like sometimes you need those reinforcements. When you're trying to do certain things, when you're trying to move in a certain direction, and they still support you in the good that you're doing. That's a beautiful thing. So yeah, my relationship with my homies is cool. I made some new friends, college friends, like actual friends, like real friends. I made friends in college, at work, in different places, right? I just came home and I just got into a whole nother world, right? Like it's like when you realize your world is way bigger than your neighborhood, it's way bigger than your borough. I started traveling when I came home. So I met people in different states, and I think that was like the best thing that could happen to me, right? Being able to be in different spaces with different races, with different people, and just like learning how they live their life, and how we have similar issues, similar circumstances that we're trying to get by. And I think that was like one of like the most beautiful things that happened to me when I came home. So yeah, that's about it. And I'm still transitioning. I'm still trying to achieve great works. So, but I appreciate y'all support though. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, for liking my stuff, and I even appreciate the haters. I can't stress that enough. I appreciate the haters too, cause y'all still here, y'all still here. You know what I'm saying? And y'all helping me. Y'all contributing to them views. Yeah, y'all posting your little comments. I appreciate it. But y'all take care, man. Y'all have a good one. Stay blessed out there and stay safe. Peace.